You ever feel like you've got this really clear vision for your life? You
Yeah.
know, the career, the relationships, just that feeling. But then the how, like how to actually get there, it
Yeah.
just seems blurry.
Yeah, that gap, that space between the vision and, well, reality. That's exactly what we're getting into today.
hmm We are taking a deep dive into manifestation, this really powerful idea that, our thoughts, our belief, they can actually shape the reality we experience. It's kind of about becoming the conscious architect of your life, not just reacting to things.
Right. And look, if you're listening because manifestation intrigues you, but maybe you feel a bit swamped by all the info out there, you're definitely in the right place. Our whole goal with this deep dive is to, cut through the noise, give you practical, actionable techniques you can actually use without getting lost.
Exactly. We looked at our sources to pull out what seemed to be the most effective techniques.
Mhm.
And yeah, we're excited to share those. We'll cover some you might know, maybe some newer angles too, things to think about. Okay, cool. So let's start right at the beginning. What actually is manifestation, like at its core?
Okay, so basically, manifestation is the process of turning your inner world, thoughts, feelings, beliefs into actual tangible stuff in your outer world. It's more than just thinking positive thoughts. It's this mix of focused intention, getting your emotions aligned with what you want, and often, actually doing things that line up with your goals.
Okay, and that brings up the law of attraction, right? Seems like you can't talk about manifestation without mentioning it. How does that fit in?
Yeah, the law of attraction pops up a lot in our sources. It's
Yeah.
this principle that like attracts like.
Mm.
Basically, the energy you consistently put out there through your focus tends to draw similar energy back. Think of it like resonance. What you vibe with mostly is what you're probably going to pull into your experience. So focusing on the good stuff, well, it helps build momentum towards more good stuff.
Interesting. Okay, so if we want to start actively, shaping things, what are some techniques? Let's start with visualization. I feel like that's one everyone's heard of.
Visualization, yeah, it's definitely fundamental. It involves creating this really detailed mental movie of what you want, but as if it's like already happened. The key is getting your senses involved. What do you see in your mind? What do you feel, hear? Maybe even smell or taste. The more vivid, the better.
Right. So for someone listening who wants to try it, what's a practical step? How do you actually do it well?
First step, find a quiet time and place, somewhere you won't be interrupted. Close your eyes, relax a bit. Then you intentionally start building that mental scene. Your goal already achieved. Don't just see it, like experience it unfolding. Feel the emotions. Notice the little details around you in that imagined scene. Doing that for, say, 5 or 10 minutes a day
hmm
consistently, that can be really powerful.
Got it. Sensory-rich mental movie, daily habit. Okay. Next up, affirmations. Those positive statements, yeah. What's the
Yeah.
logic behind them?
Right. Affirmations, they're positive statements, and crucially, they're phrased in the present tense, like it's happening now. The whole idea is to kind of bypass your critical conscious mind and talk directly to your subconscious. Feed it these empowering messages over and over. Over time, this can help reprogram limiting beliefs and, build up that feeling that you actually deserve what you want.
Can you give us an example? Like, what kind of affirmations are we talking about?
Sure. Based on the material, things like I am worthy of success and abundance, or money flows to me easily and frequently.
Mhm.
The best ones are going to be personal to you, obviously, and they need to feel at least somewhat believable, even if part of you is still skeptical.
hmm Believable is key. And how do we use them? Just repeat them in our head.
Well, yeah, you can do that, but you can also say them out loud, like really mean it, or write
Yeah.
them down repeatedly. Writing engages you physically. Some people even record themselves saying them and listen back. It's worth experimenting to see what clicks for you, what helps you really connect with the meaning.
Okay, makes sense. Let's talk scripting. This one sounds kind of creative. How does scripting work?
Scripting is pretty much what it sounds like. You write out your life story, but as if your desires have already manifested. You're using narrative storytelling to imagine and feel it.
Okay, so how do you do that effectively? What are the steps?
Grab a journal or even just a document on your computer. Start writing. But, and this is crucial, write in the present tense, like you're living it right now. Be specific, be detailed. If it's a job, describe your day, the tasks, how you feel talking to colleagues. If it's a relationship, describe the connection, the interactions. The more detail, the more emotion you pour into that script, the more powerfully you're aligning with it.
Wow, yeah, that sounds really immersive. Okay, what's next? Gratitude. We hear so much about gratitude. How does that fit into manifestation?
Gratitude is huge. It's powerful because it fundamentally shifts your focus. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you already have. This creates this feeling, this internal state of abundance, of positivity. And according to the law of attraction, that state helps draw more good things to you. It's about appreciating the good that's already there, which kind of makes energetic room for more good to show up.
So how do we, practice gratitude in a manifestation context?
A really simple way is a daily gratitude journal. Every day, just jot down, say, 3 to 5 things you're genuinely thankful for. And here's a little trick. You can also include gratitude for things you want to manifest, but frame them as if they're already here. So instead of, I want a new home, maybe write, I'm so grateful for my beautiful, comfortable new home and how happy I feel here.
Huh, okay. Feeling the gratitude now for the future outcome.
Yeah.
Clever. Now, what about this 369 method? That one's been all over social media, hasn't it?
It really has, yeah. The 369 method is quite specific. It involves focusing on just one affirmation for your desire and then writing it down in a very particular pattern during the day.
Okay, so what's the pattern? Where do the 3, 6, and 9 come in?
Right. You pick your one affirmation, state it as if it's already true. Then you write it 3 times when you wake up, 6 times around midday, and 9 times before you go to sleep. The idea is to keep reinforcing that specific intention with this numerical sequence. People often do it for a set time, like 21 days or maybe 33 days, focusing only on that one affirmation.
Very structured. Okay. And finally, vision boards. These seem really popular, very visual.
Absolutely. A vision board is basically a collage, images, words, phrases that represent your goals and dreams. It acts as this constant visual reminder, keeping what you want front and center in your awareness.
What makes a good vision board? Any tips for putting one together? Where should you put it?
Well, you can go old school with poster board, magazines, printouts, or digital, using something like Pinterest. The main thing is to choose images and words that really spark positive feelings from you, that clearly represent your goals, career, relationships, health, whatever. Then put it somewhere you'll see it every single day. Your bedroom wall, your office, maybe your phone background if it's digital. And don't just let it sit there. Spend a few moments each day looking at it, really connecting with those images, feeling those goals as real.
Okay, wow. That's a great set of techniques. Now, stepping back a bit, what are the underlying principles for making any of this work? What do we really need to keep in mind?
Probably the most crucial thing, believing in yourself. Truly believing you can manifest things and that you deserve them. Doubt is like putting the brakes on. It weakens your intention. So working on self-worth, building confidence, that's paramount. If deep down you don't feel worthy, it creates resistance.
That makes total sense. And internal conflict. What else is really key?
Letting go of the how. This is a big one. We tend to get really hung up on figuring out exactly how something will happen, trying to control all the steps. But really, your focus should be on the end result, the feeling of having it, and trusting that the how, the details will unfold. Trying to micromanage can actually block possibilities.
Yeah, that's hard for a lot of people, I think, giving up that control.
It is hard, but it's important. Another key piece is taking inspired action. Manifestation isn't just sitting around thinking. It's also about recognizing opportunities when they show up, following your intuition, taking steps that feel right, even if they don't seem directly connected at first glance.
So it's like an inner game and an outer game working together.
Exactly. And finally, maybe the most obvious but easiest to forget, consistency. Like anything worthwhile, manifestation takes practice, regular effort. Don't get discouraged if results aren't instant. Keep showing up. Keep doing the techniques that feel right for you day in, day out.
These are such good points. Really grounds the whole thing. Now, flipping it, are there common mistakes people make? Things that might actually get in the way?
Oh, definitely. A few common pitfalls. One is obsessing over results. Constantly checking, is it here yet? Is it working? That creates anxiety and signals a lack of trust, really. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to see if it's growing. You just got to trust the process.
Good analogy. What else?
Holding on to limiting beliefs you're not even aware of sometimes, those deep-seated doubts about yourself or what's possible, they can absolutely sabotage your efforts. Also, just fundamentally doubting the process itself. If you don't really believe manifestation works, well, it probably won't work very well for you. And lastly, lack of clarity. If your desires are vague or you want contradictory things, you're sending mixed signals. You got to know what you actually want.
Right. Clarity, belief, patience. Seems like the magic ingredients.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the big takeaway? The main message you want people to leave with about manifestation?
I think the core message is just recognizing your own power. You have this incredible ability to influence your reality through your focus, your feelings, your beliefs. Manifestation is a tool, a potent one, for consciously creating your life when you use it with intention, clarity, and belief, plus that inspired action.
And it's personal, right? Like, what works for me might not be the best fit for someone else.
Totally. You have to experiment. Try the different techniques we talked about, visualization, scripting, affirmations, whatever, and see what actually resonates with you. There's no single right way.
And consistency and trust seem to be the common threads running through it all.
Absolutely. Consistent effort coupled with that underlying trust that things are working out, even when you can't see it yet,
Yeah.
that's the foundation.
This has been fascinating, really insightful. It's empowering to think of ourselves not just as passive observers, but as active creators. So here's a final thought for everyone listening. Thinking about all these techniques, all these ideas, what's maybe one small inspired action you could take, like today, that feels aligned with the desire you're holding?
Mm-hmm. Just